Hey guys, Skinny Elephant here. Happy St. Tottenham Day. Excellent day if you're an Arsenal fan. They blew it.
Tottenham.
I mean, they outspurred
Spurs.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, they blew that. Anyways, I'm happy. We didn't win the league, but you know what, guys? It was an unfortunate season. If you didn't lose so many games to like the weaker teams, I mean, whatever. But anyways, disappointing. Still coming second, Leicester City. Congrats, Leicester City. Highest attendance rate in the league. They're sold out everywhere, and NBC have to be stoked about that. They got crazy numbers this year.
Biggest numbers they've ever had.
Biggest numbers they've ever had. He's got a theory on that one, but we'll get to that later on. We're not gonna say anything right now. Anyways, the league this year ended a lot different than many people were expecting. Leicester City first, Arsenal second, Tottenham third.
Well, Arsenal second is kind of a standard now. The top four.
It's pretty much a fourth place. Southampton still in fifth right now, but United have a game to go because of that bomb threat today. So they have a game to play. West Ham 7th, Liverpool 8th, Stoke City 9th, Chelsea 10th, rounding out the top 10 there. And then from so on and so forth. Everton 11th, Swansea. Watford and Bournemouth surviving this year. First year in the Premier League and surviving. Congrats to them as well. That's huge. Watford did a very good job. Very defensive, but did a very good job of maintaining that middle table finish there. Bournemouth just squeaking by there. But
Villa tanked.
Villa, it doesn't really matter. They're getting paid $80 million to suck.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting paid £80 million to suck and then get relegated to second division. So it's not like they'll be back next year. Let's be honest. They have $80 million to spend.
Yeah.
They're really not going to be back.
Norwich down out with them, but you know what? And Newcastle, they have the playoff spot, so it's up to them to play. What's it called for third place? So it's going to be. I hope Newcastle stay in.
You know what? Yeah, I like to see that. They smashed the Spurs today.
Yeah,
so
definitely. That's why I'm going for them.
5-1. So you know, guys. Like I said, disappointing for Arsenal. Wagner should be spending more in the summer anyway. Buy a striker for God's sakes. Just buy
Morata, hopefully, if that goes through Juventus. That's up in the air right now.
Lacazette,
yeah.
I mean, the numerous, the numbers continue to pile up. There are many strikers you can buy. Chelsea, disappointing to say the least. If you're a Chelsea fan, I'm not disappointed.
Who's really a Chelsea fan?
No one's really a Chelsea fan. But you know what though, guys? It's like the Jose Mourinho theory. He has a theory, and I'm gonna let you explain that one because it's actually hilarious. The Jose Mourinho theory. Yeah.
Well, first off, he picks up a team that's already good, like he did with Inter, like he did with Real Madrid. Even with Porto, they were a good team. They're not obviously in the top leagues, but Porto is a really good team in Portugal. Really good team. Picks him up, and he's good. He usually wins the first year, second close to winning, and third year is when everyone figures him out. And then that's when he gets fired. It's a third year theory.
Third year theory.
And I'm been right so far. I haven't been proven wrong yet.
No.
See how he does this next job. Whether he gets picked up at United, they fire Van Gaal. See what happens.
Yeah, that'd be a big FU to Van Gaal, though.
Especially if you can give him to fifth.
What's been going on is unfortunate for him. I feel bad for him, for sure. It's not right. City in Champions League next year. Spurs are in Champions League next year.
Hey, as an Arsenal fan, we hate Spurs, but in the Premier League, I'll have to say Tottenham have the best project going on right now. Like the players that they're picking up, they're truly trying to build something. So hate them all you want, but you have to respect what they're doing. Like they're making really smart buys. They're picking up really good players.
Harry Kane was an Arsenal player.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Harry Kane was an Arsenal player. For any of you who did not know that, he's an Arsenal player.
But like I said, they're picking up really good depth. And Tottenham, I hate to say it, they're actually gonna give Arsenal kind of a little pain in the behind there for a little while now.
Yeah, no, like I said, buy a striker, buy some defenders, buy some creative midfielders, and the Wagner will be fine next year. We have a goaltender, which is really, really good, in Petr, so he's going to really help us out in the future there. But Chelsea, I just wanted to mention Chelsea one more time because I have Antonio Conte coming in next season, and that's going to be a big boost to them there. Conte going to come in and definitely reshape this team. He wants to keep Hazard, which...
Hazard wants to leave.
He wants to leave. We'll see about that.
Courtois wants to leave.
Courtois doesn't want to leave. John Terry wants to stay. I don't know about that.
He got a 1-year contract extension the other day. Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
John Terry got a contract
Yeah, he got a
extension.
1-year contract extension. Yeah.
To sit on the bench?
Hey!
You got a 1-year contract extension to sit on the bench.
Ask Conte, not me. I don't know why he'd get Terry for another year.
Okay. I don't even know about that one. Everton was overshadowed, but Lukaku
It's
did
phenomenal.
fairly well.
And I wonder where he's going to. Who's going to pick him up?
Oh, Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Chelsea will buy him again.
Conte wants him, yeah.
They let him go, so it's like, oh, we'll buy him back,
Mm-hmm. Well, they already missed big with De Bruyne, and then that's a big FU when he went to City, and then next you know, they got rid of Lukaku. You have all this talent, Chelsea, use it. Buying all these players that you're not going to play.
Sturridge, too. Sturridge was there, too.
Sturridge is a great
Sturridge
player.
was gone.
That was before his injury problems.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
United, it's up or not. It's up in the air whether Real Madrid buys De Gea or not. And if they buy De Gea, United just lost their backbone. They just lost the guy who's been keeping him all the way through there. I'm looking at Southampton right now, and it's like they had Forster out for half the season.
Yeah.
They did really, really poor in the first half. They were in the bottom for a good bit, and now they're 5th place. Like, come on. Bravo, Southampton. They've really done something. They've produced some great talents. Like, if you guys didn't know, Walcott is one of their players. Bale. Those guys developed Bale.
He was left back, actually, though.
Yeah, left back.
He was
and
left back
Tottenham
at the
developed
time,
him as a center forward,
Yeah.
and like they're one of the best youth development in England. So yeah, I'm really happy to see him up there. No respect to him to that.
No, West Ham, Dimitri Payet, incredible season there. You gotta be stoked if you're a West Ham fan because they look like they're building a legitimate project there. So I don't think they'll win the league Leicester won, but
Hey, maybe if they pick up a striker.
possibly.
If they pick up Batshuayi or something like that, because they're really looking at Batshuayi, and he's
Well, dude, they have Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll's actually a good player. It's just injuries.
Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll. He got a hat trick against us, so I can't even talk. He scored a hat trick against Arsenal.
Oh, do you even see that? I think it was his ex-wife tried to sell that ball too. Tried to sell the match ball that he had.
His wife had to sell the
Or
ball.
I think his ex-wife. No, to screw him over. Yeah. Yeah, I was laughing, like, what? Wow. That's kind of
That's awesome.
kind of a skis there, but they must have had a really nice fight for that to happen. Yeah. Someone's salty.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Liverpool, hey.
You
know what?
Myself here.
Klopp's done a great job with the team since he came back. Now he's going to have a full preseason. He's going to pick up hopefully some players. I'm really hoping he picks up Timo Horn or Ter Stegen. Nothing against Mignolet. He's a good keeper, but he's just not been it this season, and he needs. I hate to drop him down, but he's not the guy.
Their team is mediocre at best. There's a lot of mediocre players there for Liverpool.
No, I agree with you.
Lallana's mediocre. I mean, not that he's not good, but he's not.
He's good, but he's not a starter you want.
He's not going to start over Firmino or Coutinho.
No, if you want to be a top 4 team, he's not technically the starter you want. But they still have really good players. They have really awesome player in Coutinho. Coutinho right here is jersey I'm wearing. I love Roberto Firmino. I remember when all these Liverpool fans saying, "Who is this guy?" I'm like, I've known him since for the Bundesliga, and he's a phenomenal player, and he's really showing that. And you know what? If they can keep Sturridge healthy, like Klopp is doing that really well. Sturridge is not liking it so much, but if Klopp can keep him healthy, next year it's going to be really good for Liverpool. I can see a top 4 finish. and they're bringing a lot of good players in.
A lot of the guys they have right now, I mean, defenders like Sacco and Lovren are by no means great.
Lovren had a big turnaround with the club, though. You can't deny that. Like, next year,
He
everyone gone.
He hasn't been fantastic, though.
He's been pretty consistent. Fantastic or not, he's been consistent, and that's something he hadn't had at Liverpool until this year.
Yeah, but he's one of the best center backs by default, though.
Yeah. No, I gotta agree with you.
Yeah,
but you can't knock him down when he actually has been pretty good this season. I'm just,
Okay. Fair. No, you know what? Fair enough.
Everton are gonna be interesting. They're losing Lukaku, but they sack Martinez and they're getting DeBar.
I think Ross Barkley's gone too.
He said he would stay if they get a new coach, and DeBar, it looks like he can be a really good coach.
Everyone says that. Look at Fabian Del. He left as soon as he got offered money. So.
Depends on who picks him up. If he goes to a team, I like to see
City.
him. City?
I could see City behind him.
No, that'd be a good signing. I think.
Said you're Chelsea anyway.
No.
No, not Chelsea. Maybe City. I could see City behind him. Maybe United even behind him.
Honestly, United, West Ham, Liverpool, and City look like the best teams. Because he suits that style of play, right?
Yeah.
And I think he could be instrumental, and he could be. Barkley's a great player. Like, I'm not a fan of any English players. I hate their development. They say, screw you, we're going to bring foreign players in.
No, you know what? If they develop properly, they could have a decent team. If they do it
have
properly.
Talent, they just don't let them play.
Yeah,
that's the problem. One of my biggest problems with Premier League. That and it's no training, it's conditioning. All year it's conditioning. It's pre-season, you train the technical skills, but all year it's literally just making sure you can stay fit for the long season, which other people don't have a problem with, but it's a physical league.
I don't like the fastest players, just run the ball.
That doesn't appeal to me. I still like the Premier League. I like the teams there, but it's not my favorite league, and I won't go to say it's not getting into that argument.
No,
here.
it's counterattacking, but
yeah,
it's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not gonna lie, I still find it intriguing at times, depending on who you're watching. I mean, Arsenal, it's getting stale at times though. Wagner, they gotta change it up, but we should probably talk about Leicester City more. They are champions. You can say your theory, and then we'll just discuss quickly.
Well, let's just say Leicester. Not trying to dog on Leicester City. Like, they have a really good team. Like, they've really outdone themselves, but like towards the end of the season, they're getting a lot of penalty calls. And like, hey, you said there's a top table theory.
Top table tilt.
Table tilt.
You're top of the table, and you're gonna get a lot of calls your way. That's how it is in every league. Bayern gets that. Juventus gets that. Barca, Madrid, all the top teams get that. It's gonna happen. You can't just say, Leicester City is getting away with a lot. But to me, it happens in every league. But
no, I think my thing is, at the same time, they're the highest revenue. Everyone's been talking about how just like these top 5, top 4 is boring. And out of nowhere, Leicester City, who was supposed to get relegated last season, now wins it. And like everyone's all over that. I'm not. The true Leicester fans are there from the beginning. A guy we like to watch from BN Sports, Matthew Benetti. We heard about Leicester from him, and he said really great things about him. And all these guys are just jumping on him. I don't blame them. We're tired. We're tired of these money teams, and to see a team like Leicester, I'm happy for them. But it just seems it's come on. Like, you look at the table. It's been a very underwhelming Premier League season. Very underwhelming. Like, look, Leicester with 81 points, then below that Arsenal with 71 points, and then Tottenham with 70. That's actually not that much. That's like everyone's struggling, and that isn't a bad thing either. But to me, it's been a very, and as a whole, underwhelming season for Premier League.
Well, they discussed that earlier too. How every team blew a lot of games against the lower table opponents. Arsenal have blown many games. There was a string of like 5 bottom table teams where they tied. It's like it's results like that where you're like, seriously.
You know what? If you're like the last games of the season, you always know it's the guys you're about to get relegated. They'll literally put their heart into it. They'll play to the very last breath, and those are the games you be wary of. But Arsenal weren't losing those games. That's what's the most frustrating part.
No, they were. They beat Leicester twice. I think that's the Actually, Leicester's only lost 3 games, and Arsenal beat them 2 of those games.
Yeah.
So that's something, I guess.
One thing about Leicester, I'm actually going to post the article I saw in the video below, and a link with all the other videos for the other leagues if you're interested. It's about, a BBC did an interview with a striker from the second division.
Vardy?
And no, a striker from the second division did an interview why Leicester's doing so well. Most important thing he said is the fans. He brought up that the fans just cheer for the team. Everyone in the city, they stop everything and they make sure they watch the game. They watch it on the big TV in town hall and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They get behind the team, and they have these little wooden clackers. Those things are loud. When you watch a Leicester game, they're loud.
Oh, yeah.
They get behind the team. Leicester can be down. They'll die with them. And Premier League, I don't see that with many other teams other than Leicester City, West Ham, and maybe United at times. The fans will die with them. And you know what? Say Arsenal or City or whatever had those kind of fans, I think they could have won the league. Because watching Premier League, one thing I don't like is the fans they're quiet. They're quiet, but Leicester has really loud fans. They just go with the team.
The Arsenal fans have had enough, though. Like I said,
No,
they've had enough.
They've had enough, but Arsenal fans have been quiet for 10, 15 years, even when the Henry days. I'm not going to take that out.
When they were winning, they weren't quiet. When they had Thierry Henry,
they were quiet when no score was happening. Leicester, the very first minute, they are loud. To the 90th minute, they are loud.
Yeah.
During the Henry days, no, they were loud, but they're loud after they scored. You got to get behind the team from the very get-go.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, that's one of my pet peeves of the Premier League too. But, I'm really happy for Leicester. Fixed or not, congrats to them. Some of the players they've had, just outstanding. Conte, outstanding. Vardy, outstanding. The partnership with Huth and what's his face,
Morgan,
outstanding. I really liked how they rotated their defenders. They rotated their team. Okazaki, I've been a huge fan of them from the Bundesliga. Okazaki is instrumental for them scoring those couple goals they need to get through big games.
Jamie Vardy.
They just
Mahrez.
They did what they needed. Mahrez is phenomenal
Mahrez.
this season, and if he stays, it's going to be really good for them. Obviously, Vardy's staying. Mahrez is staying. Conte wants to go to Arsenal.
Yeah, they're not going to win the league next year. They're not. Unless it truly is fixed.
Or they actually become that good, but we have to wait and see.
Who knows, I guess.
And who knows how good they'll do in Champions League. If they do good in Champions League, then hey, they'll shut us up. Like last year when Kane was on that tear, and we're like, he may be one season fluke, let's let him prove it this season. Mm-hmm. This season he proves that he's here to stay. He's going to become a namesake of the Premier League, and hopefully, I would actually like to see Leicester do that,
if Aguero wasn't injured, half the season, he probably would have led in goal scoring.
He should have got the top. Yeah, for the time he's played and what he's done,
15. He played 15 games less, and he still had 24 goals.
Also, some of those games too, De Bruyne was out for a significant amount. Same with Silva. You can't even say that he had the creative genius of those two behind him to score those goals. He did that on his own without those guys for a fair amount. Another prop to him.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Vardy will be having a party in France.
Yep.
Come June. But yeah, Premier League, whether it's fixed or not, number 1 league in the world. I don't think it's number 1 league. He doesn't think it's number 1 league, but it is entertaining at times, and I'll give it that. Arsenal, I will be going very in depth with them the start of next year. I don't want to get too in depth with them there.
Yeah.
But second place, fine. You can't keep finishing that every year. You have to win. It's been 15 years since they've won. No, almost 15. Anyways.
Yeah.
Not 15, almost. But, 2004 was it they won?
That's 12 years.
12 years. My math is amazing, guys. Anyways, that's it for Premier League, guys. Next year, okay, quick prediction. Next year, who wins it?
Next year, who wins it?
Who wins it next year?
You know what? I'm going to really throw it out there. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. My buddy used to say risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna burn for this, but I'm saying Tottenham. I'm as an Arsenal fan, I'm gonna burn for this, but there's something about Tottenham. It's a feel. I don't want them to. I hope they finish last and get relegated, But I have a really strange feeling that they can win the league, or not do as good as they did this season. I don't think this season was a fluke.
Okay.
I hate, like I said, it's. What do you think?
City.
City?
I can't stand Pep. I cannot stand Pep whatsoever. He's coming in. City look good. They look really, really good.
They're offloading half the team. I'm sorry. He's saying half the players are gone, and how are they going to win? It takes time to build chemistry. Like, unless he picks players from Spain that have played with David Silva and pick players from Belgium that they kind of know how to play those guys already. Like, you don't get instant chemistry. It doesn't work like that. Maybe next year they'll win. But you're getting rid of, you're outfloating half the team.
They're going to win next year. I just said that.
I mean, like, the following year, not the year upcoming.
No, alright. Well,
I'm sorry for ruining your prediction, but come on.
That's fine.
That's asking too much for the team.
But City? They have a decent team already.
No, but he wants to get rid of half the players, whether they're good or not. Look what he did with having Martinez and Schweinsteiger. He said, screw them, Yeah,
and they won. I don't like what he did, but Bayern won.
He didn't get rid of half the team.
No.
He literally at February said half the team is gone. What do you expect? The morale's going to be down. Everyone's going to be upset. They lost their buddies and playing with a bunch of players they haven't played with before. Like, come on. I'm not saying
Aguero's going to score 30 goals. De Bruyne's going to get a few. Sterling's going to do very well.
Pep says screw fitness. That the Premier League is poorly conditioning for training. He's going to say screw that. That's what happened at Bayern with all these injuries. He's going to blame the medical staff. Next one, Aguero's going to be out for all this season because he's going to keep up playing him. All these players are going to get injured. I'm calling it. Pep's season, unless he learns to take care of his players, he learns the importance of maintaining stamina and physical training, and screw all it. I'm not saying that technical is not important. But especially in the Premier League where it's vital, if he says screw that, I think they're going to tank. That's not even my Pep hate. That is legitimately, like, if he doesn't understand how the league works and goes against the fundamental core of the league, they're going to do poor unless he wakes up. And you know what? This may be a good test for Pep. I think this is a very legitimate test for Pep with City. So let's see what happens. I'm sorry for kind of just raining on your parade.
Why are you raining on my parade? It's my prediction. Whatever. I'd like to see Arsenal win. Believe me, I would. I'd love to see it happen.
They better win.
But Wagner's stubborn, so we'll see.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah. All right, that's our Premier League summary of this season, I guess.
Yeah.
We didn't mention very quickly Stoke. Very good job to Stoke.
Butland was really phenomenal.
Jack Butland was great. Arnautovic was great. Bojan, before he went down, was really stepping up. So quickly gonna just mention Stoke there.
Yeah, the new coach, playing different style and everything.
Yeah.
No more rainy days at Stoke.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Well, obviously not.
Well, Chelsea will be back in the top 5 next year under Conte. I believe they will. I believe Conte is a great player manager. He's really good with the players and he can relate. I feel that will benefit Chelsea next year.
I would not like them to see top 5, but I could see it happening.
I think they will. They're not going to be in Champions League or Europa League, so that's going to help them a lot. So they'll be.
That's how they won the league last time.
Yeah.
That's how they won the league. They weren't nothing.
Yeah.
Last point with Leicester. Another big advantage with the league. I'm sorry to break you up, but one thing they had over every single team, they dropped out of the FA early. They dropped out of the Capital One Cup early. They were fresh. They were fresh all season. They had no games to play. Arsenal were playing a lot of games in the FA Cup and the Capital One Cup and Champions League. I'm not being salty for an Arsenal fan. We should have done better regardless. But say we weren't in the FA, say we weren't in the Champions League, we'd have easily won the season this season. That's all. That's just, not to underhand Leicester again, but people need to understand, that's a huge advantage.
Well, when your striker goes 15 games without a goal, it's hard to win as well.
You play all those games, you're exhausted, you're fatigued. I'm just
you don't score a single goal in 15 games.
Yes, I'm not defending that part, but come on. The team's tired, that's another thing.
He's too busy missing empty nets, Giroud.
Yeah, he is.
Anyway.
But continue on. Sorry for...
No, I was going to quickly just end the video unless you had one more point to make.
One more point to make, Premier League. You have guys riding the bench who are making twice or 3 times the amount of players, top players in the Bundesliga, Serie A, and La Liga. Not to say anything bad about Premier League, but like.
Yeah, but that's not the player's fault.
No, it's not the player's fault.
What was the player
whatsoever.
gonna do? Oh, I'm making money. I'm gonna no. Of course I'm gonna go, whether I'm sitting the bench or not. I'm making how much money to sit the bench?
I'm just saying the money's there, and that's the one other thing I don't like the Premier League. The money's there, but they're not showing it. Not that they're not showing it, but
The
you
quality.
Think
No,
the
I get what
quality
you're saying.
isn't there.
The money they have doesn't produce the quality it should. I understand what you're trying to say.
If each team is making that much money end of the season, it should be like a Super League. I'm sorry, it should be like a Super League every year.
Yeah, you're making 80 million to get relegated.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. And whatever. Hey, that's where the money is. What people want to watch. I can't tell them what to watch. I can, but they're not going to listen to me.
No, hey, whatever. It's a money league, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm saying, fixed or not, I was happy to see Leicester win. I
Yeah.
was. Because it just goes to show, if you have quality players, it doesn't matter how much money you spend. You can
Fans, big fans.
and if you're using the Moneyball theory, you don't need to spend a lot of money to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's the right players for your right formation.
Mm-hmm.
You got teams like City, United when they bought Di Maria last year, 70 million for Di Maria. He didn't fit whatsoever at United.
Not that it's not
It's not that he's
his
not
fault.
good. He's doing well at PSG. It's
They're
not that
playing
he's
him
not a good
his
player.
power position. They're
Yeah.
playing him the style that he thrives in.
Yeah, you can spend all the money you want. You can go spend 100 million on a player. If he doesn't fit your team, if he doesn't fit your style, you're not going to do anything.
Unless you change it around him, but yeah.
If you're spending that much money, they should, but they normally don't. Look, Di Maria was the most expensive signing in Premier League, and you'd think they'd build a team around him, but they didn't. So that cost them in the end there. But he's doing very well at PSG. So, anyways, nothing else. That's it. All right, that's it for our Premier League video, guys. Again, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. We will continue throughout the day posting more videos. It's gonna be a big day for videos today.
4
guys.
videos.
Yeah, 4 videos today. So stay tuned for the next ones. And
The pod-
peace.
Maybe to upload tomorrow, yeah.
Okay,
Peace.
peace. Yeah.